Here's a problem that sounds like science fiction, but researchers are working on it right now. Soon, AI systems may be better than us at important, hard tasks. So how do you supervise something that's smarter than you? How do you check its work or correct it when it knows more than you do? This Anthropic paper gives that problem a name, Scalable Oversight, and a clever way to study it today. Scalable oversight means giving reliable supervision, labels, rewards, corrections to a model, even after it starts to outperform us. Today we steer models with human feedback, people rate the answers. But that quietly assumes the humans can tell a good answer from a bad one. The moment the model knows more than the rater, that assumption breaks. But here's the catch that makes this so hard to study. To test a technique for supervising a superhuman AI, you'd need a superhuman AI to practice on, and we don't have one yet. So with today's models, oversight techniques feel unnecessary and clumsy. The field is stuck in a chicken and egg trap. Their solution is genuinely elegant, and it's called sandwiching. Instead of waiting for superhuman AI, you recreate the gap on purpose today. Look at these 3 panels. On the left, ordinary research. The model is weaker than its human overseers. On the right is the trick. Pick a task where the model is more capable than non-experts, but still weaker than true domain experts. Now the model's ability is sandwiched between the two. Underneath sandwiching is one crucial distinction: capability versus alignment. A model is capable of a task if it could do it well. With a little fine-tuning or prompting, it has the knowledge inside. It's misaligned if it has that ability, but doesn't reliably use it when you simply ask. The whole game of oversight is closing that gap, turning can into reliably does. The experiment puts 3 players on the field. The expert evaluators have all the skill, they're the gold standard referee. The model is capable, but not reliably aligned. And the non-expert participants are motivated and careful, but lack some key knowledge, so on their own, they can't do the task well. Those non-experts are the stand-in for future us, trying to supervise an AI that outknows us. The research runs as a loop. In the inner loop, the non-experts keep trying to coax reliable, correct behavior out of the model, until they're convinced they've succeeded. Then the experts step in and check. Did the non-experts actually align it, or just fool themselves? The dream is to get it right on the first try, with no expert safety net, on harder and harder tasks. Sandwiching can test any oversight technique. There are fancy ones on the menu: debate, where the model argues both sides of an answer; market making; and recursive reward modeling, where models help humans supervise other models. This paper deliberately starts with the simplest possible baseline: just let a human chat with the model. To build the sandwich, they needed tasks where a careful person fails alone, but the model can help. They chose 2. First, MMLU. Specialized exam questions, law, medicine, physics, where the model has knowledge most people simply don't. Second, a reading test called quality, but with a twist. The quality twist is the clever part. The questions are about a 5,000-word short story, which would take 15 to 30 minutes to read. But participants get just 5 minutes. They can't possibly read it all, so they're forced to rely on the model to dig facts out of a passage they haven't fully read. Instant knowledge gap. The model is a 52 billion parameter assistant, tuned with human feedback to be helpful. 10 hired participants answer 100 questions per task. By chatting with it, no fine-tuning, no web search, just conversation. And to make the result meaningful, they compare 5 different conditions. Think of it as a contest. Human alone, with no help. The model alone, answering by itself. The model boosted with prompting tricks, 5-shot examples, and best of 20 chain-of-thought reasoning. In the main event, human plus model, working together as a team. And here's the payoff on both tasks: the human model team wins. On the exam questions, the team hits 78%, beating both the model alone and the human alone. On the timed reading task, it's even starker: 86% for the team versus 67% for the model and just 50% for unaided humans. Neither could do it well alone, together they could. Look at how big the jump is. On the reading task, pairing a person with the model lifts accuracy from 50% up to 86%, that's a 36-point leap, just from being able to ask the model questions. This is the core proof. A human who couldn't do the task learned to do it reliably by interrogating a model that couldn't fully do it either. The most fascinating part is how the humans got good answers out of an unreliable model. They developed real interrogation tactics. They learned to trust the model's facts, but distrust its long reasoning and its arithmetic. They'd ask for definitions first, before the answer, so they wouldn't get primed into a wrong choice. And it gets more cunning. They'd ask about each answer choice as a separate true or false question, resetting the chat between each one to cross-examine the model and catch it contradicting itself. On the reading task, they forced the model to quote the passage directly so they could fact-check it. They even phrased questions to assume things they'd already confirmed. These are the seeds of real oversight protocols. The authors are refreshingly honest about the limits. This is a relaxed version of the full protocol, chat-only and tidy multiple-choice questions. They revealed the right answer after each one, which removes a key challenge, knowing when to trust yourself. And sometimes participants confidently bought a wrong answer the model sold convincingly. It's a promising start, not a finished solution. So why does this paper matter so much? Because it turned a vague, futuristic worry into something you can measure on a lab bench, today, with current models and existing datasets. You don't have to wait for superhuman AI to start building the tools to oversee it. Sandwiching gave the whole field a concrete proving ground, and a head start on one of the most important problems in AI safety.